G'day guys. I did promise to load my video on yesterday, which I didn't do. Sorry. I had a lot of social media to do and also had to get to watching my show, obviously, with the other girls, the single wives. Going back to last week's episode, I did promise you that I was going to share a bit of my journey with regards to when I was at Tara. I am 100% not ashamed of saying that I was in Tara. I feel that going to Tara actually was the best thing that could have ever happened to me because I was diagnosed, I was looked after, and they literally, I can say they invest in the people that come there. So I would highly recommend, if you really, really struggle, that you seek, obviously, a psychologist or psychiatrist's help first, or if you need to contact me and ask for a referral to a specific psychiatrist or psychologist, I will. And then I will also share who I deal with at Tara. So most of the description as to why I got admitted and the background of it is mostly from my past. But I did share that on the show, hence why I would like you to please watch The Single Wives and actually go through those emotions of what actually pushed me so far to actually seek help. I would like to read the intervention on the ward and the diagnosis. So it starts with Chantelle committed to substance abuse, anger management, and impulse control and self-harm contracts upon entering the Ward 4 and 5 program. During her time on the ward, Chantelle received twice weekly individual therapy, twice weekly nurse therapy, and DBT for 6 weeks. Chantelle struggled with the program and had a tendency to become quite angry at the staff members when she felt vulnerable and misunderstood. Therapy included focusing on helping Chantelle identify, tolerate, and manage difficult emotions, as well as managing her need to act out through the DBT techniques. So I've always been a bit of a rebel. Themes in therapy included work focused on exploring her need to fight for recognition and acknowledgement, particularly when she found it difficult to connect with people. This often left her feeling quite angry and rageful, which she tended to express quite aggressively or passive-aggressively, and the therapy was used to explore other ways in which to communicate. Chantelle found it difficult to understand that people could keep her in mind when they did not behave in a certain way that she expected them to. She felt she needed more boundaries, and therapy was used to explore and challenge these experiences. When Chantelle was given her discharge date, she expressed disappointment in contemplating RHT, which is they release you before your 8 weeks are done at Tara. So what happened was I had 1 week left at Tara, and at that stage I was working with my ex-husband, and he needed the help at the business, and I also felt like I needed to put my family first because I have been gone for so long. But luckily, Tara was happy to discharge me on those grounds because they could see that the development and progress that I made. So on discharge, they diagnosed me with substance-induced mood disorder, which is in remission, borderline personality disorder, interpersonal difficulties, and multiple stresses. And then obviously the last is post-traumatic stress disorder. So I was discharged with treatment on Cipramil, Fluanzol, Lamictin, and obviously that's what I left with. And over the years, I've obviously changed, and the person I am and the way I react to certain things and my situations have changed, but I've never stopped seeking help. I've never stopped going to a doctor and saying to him, look, I feel like I'm going back into remission, or not in remission, but I'm relapsing and I'm not feeling great. And it's putting me in a situation where I'm contemplating suicide, and I don't want to be in that situation because I have my children to think about, I have my family to think about, and all of the repercussions of you actually committing suicide. And then, I would actually my doctors always then just either try and up a certain drug or down a certain drug or introduce a new one. But I've never stopped taking my tablets. And that's one thing that I want to ask you is, if you do suffer with a mental health disorder and you have been prescribed tablets, there's nothing wrong with taking them. You were born with a chemical imbalance in the brain. You need the specific medication that they give you. I am all for natural ways of treatment as well. I do not discriminate against those. I just believe that mine has shown me over the last 12 years that it's helped me be a better person, be a person to cope in a working environment, keep a job, get married, have children, and have a life with the personality disorder. So I am not one to judge whichever way of treatment you believe in wanting to have, as long as you go for treatment. If any of you relate to my story and want to connect, please go to my website. It's www.survivingchantelle.co.za. My email address is info@survivingchantelle.co.za. And I offer guidance and referrals, and also guidance counseling sessions where we can talk through it, and then I can share my experience, and I can help you become more mindful and understanding of the situation, and how you can actually prevent a situation from happening by analyzing it first inside your mind. This is all part of the DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy treatment I received, and I still practice it to today. And I really would encourage you to read up on about it. But if there's anything else you need, give me a shout, and watch out for next week's episode, and we will discuss also the feelings and the reactions I had when I share my story on the Single Wives. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely Friday. Ciao.